Hello, you beautiful, beautiful people. Today we are jumping into the Autumn Festival playlist for Series 18 to take on this week's FORZATHON challenges, Be a Hoonicorn. We're grabbing 160 FORZATHON points and 5 points towards our Autumn Festival playlist. We'll also be checking out this week's FORZATHON shop and all the rewards available for this week's festival playlist. So if you are new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing, smash the like button, share the video with a friend. Without further ado, let's jump into this week's FORZATHON challenges. So let's jump straight into this week's FORZATHON challenges and get Be a Hoonicorn completed, grabbing ourselves 160 FORZATHON points and 5 points towards our festival playlist. Kicking things off with Chapter 1, The Legend. Own and drive the 1965 Ford HOONICORN Mustang to experience the coolness of a muscle car with an all-wheel drive rally feel. And this is the absolute gymkhana weapon we're going to be using for this week's FORZATHON challenges, the Hoonigan Ford HOONICORN Ford Mustang 1965. Not to be confused with the other Hoonigan Gymkhana 10 Ford HOONICORN. This bad boy can be picked up from the auto show at just 500,000 credits, but it is always worth checking out the auction house to see if you can pick yourself up a bargain. Now I've got two tunes available for this week's FORZATHON challenge, one race tune and one drift tune. The race tune we're going to be using for chapters 1, 2 and 3, and then we're going to be jumping into the drift tune for chapter 4. If you'd like to use them, just search my gamer tag Skippy4631 or the file name Skippy YouTube. Share codes for tunes are in the description and in the comments below. Own and drive then, hop outside any festival site or player house, drive 2 seconds down the road, and the legend complete. So with chapter 1 complete, it is on to chapter 2, Wild in the Streets. Keep it wild by winning a street race in the custom-built 1965 Ford HOONICORN Mustang, which took over 2 years to design and make. Jumping on into the map, we're going to want to go ahead and filter our map by street racing events only. These are the purple races on the map. Any street race will do, it is entirely up to you. However, I'm going to be using Horizon Callejera, where I've gone ahead and created a cheeky blueprint called FORZATHON Chapter 2. To use it, just search the game tag Skippy4631 or use the share code 808-965-223. It is the shortest street race on the map at just 3.7 miles in length. Now the HOONICORN Mustang can be an absolute handful when it comes to racing. This thing was built for drifting, and as driver type difficulty does not affect the races for the weekly FORZATHON challenges, and we do need to get a win, I'm going to put it on New Racer. Here we go then in the HOONICORN Mustang, and I'm not going to lie, I have never ever raced this car. I've always drifted it. It's always been a drift car in my eyes. It's never ever been a race car, but this thing is an absolute blast. Obviously we're already out into the lead as we've got it on New Racer. A little bit of a drift coming around that corner, but all we've got to do is get to the finish line in first place. As we come around the final corner for this race, this car is an absolute blast to race, but that is across the line, first place. There's chapter 2, Wild in the Streets, complete. So with chapter 2 done, it is on to chapter 3, Hoonicart. Smash a taco cart in the 1965 Ford HOONICORN Mustang as a nod to the exhilarating Gymkhana 7. Now there are 2 locations in Forza Horizon 5 where you can find taco carts. Guanajuato, which is the main city in Forza Horizon 5, or you can head to Mule, which is a slightly smaller town just south of the main festival site, and you want to head for this exact location. I am sat here. Once you're here on this little S-bend, you're going to find a couple of taco carts on the right hand side. As you can see, they're in this little marketplace. All you want to do is bump into one, and there it is, Hoonicart complete. I think chapter 3, that is the easiest it's ever been in a weekly FORZATHON challenge, but on to chapter 4 then, Drift Wonders. Earn 7 ultimate drift or e-drift skills in true Hoonigan style, while driving the 1965 Ford HOONICORN Mustang. Now I did mention at the beginning of the video, for chapter 4 we will be switching into my drift tune S2949. Now for this chapter, I was going to suggest heading on over to the stadium, which will give you plenty of room to get ultimate drift or ultimate e-drift skills. There is currently a stunt park in the stadium for Series 18, so I'm going to suggest heading on down to the roundabout that sits at the end of the motorway. So to gain ultimate drift, you need to hold a slide for a certain amount of time. To get ultimate e-drift, That is a drift assisted by the handbrake. So if you get the Hoonigan into second gear, blip the throttle, get the Hoonigan sideways, you'll easily obtain ultimate drift. Now you can do it with the handbrake, you can just dab the handbrake, get the power on, and again, you'll get that ultimate e-drift skill. So again, second gear, blip the throttle, get the car sideways, control it with the steering, ultimate e-drift. And after obtaining 7 ultimate drift or e-drift skills, that is chapter 4 completed, which finishes off this week's FORZATHON challenges Be a Hoonicorn, grabbing 160 FORZATHON points and 5 points towards our autumn storm season. Now let's jump on over and check out this week's FORZATHON shop. The first card for grabs in this week's FORZATHON shop, the number 58 Extreme E, 800 FORZATHON points. However, it is round exclusive. It is not available at the auto show. There are 10 of these things in games. If you've got any of the other 9, definitely think about leaving this behind. But if you want it for the collection and you want all 10 in your garage, then definitely be picking it up. Second card for grabs, the Volkswagen number 34 Andretti Beetle, 300 FORZATHON points, is available from the auto show at 500,000 credits. 2 vanity items, black plaid joggers, 75 FORZATHON points, and the dial-up modem car horn, again 75 FORZATHON points. As always, if you've got any spare FORZATHON points knocking around, grab yourselves a normal wheel spin for 60 FORZATHON points, or you can grab a super duper wheel spin for 150 FORZATHON points. Now let's check out all the rewards available for this week's Autumn Storm Season Festival playlist. We've got 63 points up for grabs in total. For 20 of those points, it's a returning car to Forza, the Honda Trophy Truck 2015. And for 40 points, it's the Hyundai Veloster N. We've got the Alpine A110 73 for completing this week's online trial. 2 event labs to complete this week, one giving out a car horn, the Horizon Mexico intro, and the other giving out a super wheel spin. 3 PR stunts on this week's playlist, all giving out 1 super wheel spin each. Then there's plenty of racing on this week's playlist as well, with 3 Cecil Championships, the Lancer MR06, the Bone Shaker, and the Toyota FJ40, all up for grabs. 2 challenges this week, 1 photo challenge giving out the time to Hoon Forza Link chat phrase, and a brand new clothing item, Pinatasaurus, giving out the dinosaur outfit. This is not one to be missed. And finally, for you lucky people that have the Hot Wheels DLC, 1 Can You Jump danger sign giving out a super wheel spin, and a Cecil Championship giving out the cheap Trackhawk. Well, that just about wraps up today's video. Any questions about the festival playlist or the weekly FORZATHON challenges, do drop them down in the comments. I'll always do my best to help you out. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you are new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing. Smash the like button, share the video with a friend, stay safe, and have an awesome day.